And then I told her bye, and I had to walk her to the door all the way across the room. And that
Oh,
room was all of a sudden 5 miles long,
yeah.
and it was the most awkward walk. So, what are you
So
doing later
crying,
today?
Joel.
You're
I'm
crying, you
crying
big
later.
jerk.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time
Drum roll.
for another episode of the Get Real podcast with your hosts,
Joel Van Mersbergen.
and Sara Nelson.
And 10 points if you can spell Van Mersbergen.
I can't.
I can't.
Is Joel Van Mersbergen.
Actually, funny story. 18 years of our marriage, I spelled Van Mersbergen with a space between the Van and Mersbergen.
Yeah.
And swore there was supposed to be one. And then we had a discrepancy on our passports with our kids. And I asked my dad, like, do we have a space? No. Cool. Good to know.
So if you too are wondering how do you spell, it's a Dutch name. It's okay. They're all like that.
They are. They pretty much are. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you've ever wondered, how do I awkwardly ask Joel?
Wow, what a segue.
Thank you.
Nice. She's a professional seguer.
Today's
Yeah.
episode is all about...
Awkward asks today.
That's
Yeah.
right, because we're in the middle of a series called Hard Conversations,
Mhm.
Christians Avoid.
Yep.
And today's episode is the awkward questions and the awkward conversations.
Yep. Last week we went over, Sarah gave some great wisdom on how do we handle disagreements. And now today is going to be after you take the challenge and decide, okay, I'm going to talk about this with this person. Today we're going to paint a little bit of a target on how, like where to shoot, where to hit.
Ooh.
Like how do you do that?
All right. I
So
think
today-
I need this because I understand the general practice
Yeah.
and I don't generally practice it.
Yeah, and you know what? You're not alone, and we'll get into that too. You are totally not alone. But first, I did want to start with what would you say? Can you think of the most awkward conversation you had to initiate was, or at least one of them?
I just don't.
Which is why we're here today.
I am a people pleaser. Like, I love when everyone is happy around me. And if I have to take the bullet and not be happy so that everyone else is happy,
Oh,
that is my general go-to.
you and I are so similar. My goodness, I have for years.
How
too,
many
like-
conversations should you and I have had and we haven't had? Are we okay? I think we're fine.
That's funny. I'm totally the same though. Yeah.
So
Well,
I
fair.
just don't. Do you?
I've had to learn too. So
Yeah.
I've been here doing this, I've served in multiple capacities, but I've done worship leading and I was creative arts team lead for a while. I have been video production on and off, a lot of different things all the time. I've been managing volunteers though, and sometimes managing employees. I have had to learn to have these conversations. And as much as I fear them, I really do enjoy them ish.
Oh,
I enjoy the people part of them, and we'll get into that too.
okay.
For me, the first most awkward one that I remember Pastor Kurt with his fun smirk, sending me off to was my very first worship team audition.
Oh,
Yeah. And I didn't know this individual. Kurt did. And
So
Kurt
he knew.
Yeah, Kurt knew that this is not going to go well. And this person, oh man, I just thought of another one too. This person, I was very proud of them because they gave it. They sang
Did
their
they
heart out.
Bring a bucket to carry the tune in?
No. And any
Oh.
bucket they had multiple holes. Very nice. Very nice. It was sweet.
Oh,
It was,
bless their heart.
Yeah, bless their heart. Yeah, but they did not make the worship team. And Kurt had kind of told me this is how it's going to go, but you got to do this. Like you have
Yeah.
to have these conversations because we're not going to we want to give everybody the opportunity who wants.
Yes.
And I truly want to not just shut the door on people, but I want to give them a chance to
Prove us wrong.
invest. Yeah. And I want to give them something they can work on too. And
Yeah.
I've had people like that who come back, 6 months later after getting lessons. But this person was not. And I was, oh my gosh, how old was I? I was like 26 or so at the time. Wow. This is 20 years ago. Yeah, I had
More than
to
that, dear.
yeah, woo, yep, and I had to have that conversation and be honest with them and find a way to tell them, "You are valued, and your voice is not valued in this arena,
Capacity.
and I love you as a human. Bye."
That's
Yeah,
awkward.
so I got better at having those conversations. I remember another one, I had this audition in our family room. You may have been in the family room before at a church. We have a lot of classes in there, but the piano is at the far side of the room, right? And so this person sang. We sat by the piano there. I didn't play. I played guitar, and they also were not quite up to snuff. It wasn't really bad, but it
Okay.
wasn't quite there.
So they had a bucket, it just had holes in it.
Yes, a very small crack,
Yeah, yeah.
a hairline fracture of the bucket, and they were not very happy. They were visibly like her face just dropped.
Oh.
Like, oh, I felt so bad, and I couldn't tell if she was sad or mad or both. And then instead of saying, "Oh, I'll get back to you," I had the hard conversation right there and told her, "Hey, I don't think we're there yet." And then I told her bye, and I had to walk her to the door all the way across the room. And that
Oh.
room was all of a sudden 5 miles long,
Yeah.
and it was the most awkward walk. So, what are you
So
doing later
crying, Joel.
today? You're
I'm
crying, you
crying
big shark.
later.
So,
But
yeah, those are some of the awkward ones I've had. And like I said, I've had to learn to have those. But you mentioned something about how you don't like having those conversations.
no.
Yeah. And here's the uniting thing about, I think, all humanity. Because I've heard so many people in talking about this, I've heard so many people saying, yeah, but the problem is I just don't like confrontation. The
Yes.
problem, I just don't like that. And we all say that as if we're unique.
Well, I do know some odd little ducks that enjoy confrontation.
Yes. And I would propose to you that when somebody who likes the confrontation, sometimes they more like to stir up issues. Not always, but
I can neither confirm nor deny.
if you like to go guns blazing into a hard conversation, you should question whether or not you like to just be right all the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
that's a whole
probably
nother thing. And I could be wrong. But please,
we're willing to have that awkward conversation with you.
absolutely call Sarah. And but the truth is that if you find, oh, you guys, I just don't like confrontation. That is not because you are gifted to not ever have to do that by God.
Oh,
That is because it just sucks.
yeah.
It's difficult.
No, that's true.
Yeah, it is a fragile time that you can go into, or a fragile moment that you go into with someone where stakes are high
Mhm.
and the potential for being hurt is ripe.
It is, yeah. I mean, I'm a pastor, so I have had to have some of these awkward conversations where I'm like, "Hey, so the way that you are engaging in relationships with other humans is maybe not healthy."
Why are you the way that you are? No, don't say that
That's
one.
always my opening line. No. Right? But, like, these things are awkward, and
Yeah.
it's usually because the other person is not attempting to do something horrible. And so, like, oh, they're just ignorant to the fact that they are being weird
Mhm. Yeah.
or bad.
Yeah, and so then it's hard to get into that, and like we talked about last week then, when we get into these situations, if you're not careful about how you start these conversations, these awkward asks, our emotions go wacko,
Yeah.
right? The other person reacts, and then you, if you're not careful, will also react, and it just we've all seen it done poorly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how do we avoid this, Joel?
How do we avoid this? Well, we're gonna overview a couple books that are actually really good, but I want to
Ooh.
start with a couple things.
Okay.
And the first is just this statement that this is a true statement that we should all consider, and that avoiding hard conversations doesn't protect your relationships; it slowly erodes them.
It's true, and I hate that so very much.
It is true, though, isn't it?
It is.
I don't know about you. I can think of conversations that I've drug my feet on starting, and every time I'm with that person, I'm either going down the road of I'm still mad at them,
Mhm.
or I'm mad at myself. But there's something on my shoulders, right,
Yeah.
that is just eating away at me, and it's killing me, and it's killing our relationship. So yeah, it seems easier to avoid, but it's bad.
I totally agree. When I was early on in marriage, we just celebrated 20 years of marriage, my hubby and I.
Yes,
I know. Thank
congratulations.
you. We're officially grown-ups now.
Eh.
Um, but I remember early on where I would avoid like, "Hey, I know you said you were gonna do a thing and you didn't. Could you maybe do the thing?" Like, I just wouldn't even say that. I would just avoid it completely and pretend everything was fine so that everything would be fine. It was not
And
fine.
everything outside of you seemed great,
Right?
but inside chaos,
Well,
right?
yeah, chaos and or like, I knew it. He didn't do it again.
Ooh, yeah,
Or just slow frustration building,
yeah,
right? And that doesn't help our relationship. It makes it so much worse.
yeah.
And so my fabulous spouse had to tell me early on and has had to tell me and remind me multiple times that he just wants me to tell him when something's wrong, just tell me like it is so I can fix it. Because if
Yeah.
I don't tell him, he can't do anything.
Yep. My gosh. My fabulous spouse has told me the same. Because yeah, I'm left to my own devices. I will tiptoe around, and I am so good at convincing myself, well, this isn't the right moment. I should
Oh
wait for
my
a better
goodness.
time.
I am so good at that.
Really?
Yes.
It's a spiritual gift. I don't know how it's
Next
helpful.
week will
It's
be
not.
better. Next week
Yeah.
will be better.
I'll talk to her later. I'll talk, yeah, and then it never happens, and then something bigger happens, and
Uh-huh.
then you blow up and like,
Yep.
and
And
then
now I
this.
suddenly have my entire suitcase of grievances. We're just gonna air it all right now.
Yep, and that doesn't go well.
My spouse doesn't like it. Can you
Funny enough, weird.
I know,
Neither
right?
does mine. So today we're going to outline a little bit on how we can manage those conversations. But I wanted to start us off with a few Bible verses because we're gonna weave these in to a bunch of these steps, and then I'll introduce you to the book.
Is this going to be like Jesus flipped tables so I can too?
That should be. That would sure be a lot easier. No, it's not. I'm sorry. That is not the scripture we're gonna tie to this today.
Fair.
That'll be another one.
When to
How to
flip
ruin relationships.
when flipping tables is okay.
So the first one that often comes to mind when thinking about conflict for me, and I think maybe a lot of us, is the Matthew 18,
Ah,
where Jesus says, "Hey, someone does you wrong, talk to him."
yeah.
Boom. I think that's pretty simple.
That is the best first step.
If you are upset with somebody, you should talk to them about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he even says, like, if you're on your way to temple, like, if you're
Ooh.
on your way to church
Mm-hmm.
and you remember that you have beef with someone,
Ooh.
you need to stop and go take care of it.
Yep. Have you been there in the middle of worship service and it
Yeah.
comes to your head like, oh shoot.
Usually the Lord is so kind and gracious and reminds me as I'm pulling into church. And he's like, "So, you're really gonna go in and pretend everything's fine when we both know not everything is fine?" Like, yes, I was gonna do that.
Yeah, I was getting to it, God.
Because right now is not the right time, Lord, but like after everyone's had lunch, it'll probably be better.
God, I know you created everything and me, but I don't know if you see this is the right time.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
if your brother or sister sins against you, if you have beef with someone, go and talk to
deal
them.
with it. Yep. And then he gives a whole plan. If they don't listen to you, take someone else
Yeah.
with you. We're not going to go over that because that also has to be done well. Otherwise, that could be seen as ganging up,
Yep.
and you don't want to do that.
And chances are you probably already avoided the first step anyway, so go back and do the one-on-one.
Oh, maybe that's what he meant.
I may or may not have seen this play out quite a few times
Mm,
over my years in ministry.
oof. Oh, yeah.
You
Yep.
cannot bring me in unless you've done the job first on your own.
1 Corinthians 16:14. Another very simple. Do everything in love.
But like, what about the times
Everything. Everything.
I like it.
And yeah, I need to hear that all the time too. But everything that we're going to talk about is like this, we're going to keep coming back to these
The
things.
tone is always love. The
Yes,
goal is
always.
always love.
And then a verse that Pastor Kurt brings up a lot, and I think is part of our staff lingo here, is Ephesians. I always forget the reference, but Ephesians 4:15. Speak the truth in love.
I'm gonna
Speaking
Yeah.
the truth in love.
I like that one. And again, it's kind of hard to do that sometimes, right?
Yeah,
But it's important.
we need to learn to manage our emotions.
What?
And I say that confidently, but please know I am not the bestest at this.
Right? I feel like speaking the truth in love is one of those that gets tossed out, and
Ooh,
either churches emphasize the love or the truth.
ooh, true.
Getting the
Yes.
balance of both is really difficult.
Yeah. If you have ever said to yourself or to other people, "No, I know they're mad, but I'm just a truth teller," then that
Mm.
means you're a jerk.
Yup,
So, yeah. That's harsh, but I believe it.
it is.
Yeah, yeah, we do have to balance that truth and love. Um,
Did you ever read the verse after that?
Probably, I don't remember it. What is it?
Okay. So Ephesians 4:15, and I'm reading right now out of the modern English version.
Ooh.
But he says, instead of, because the verse right before that's talking about getting tossed by the waves with all sorts of tricky teachings and deceitful schemings. And so he says, don't do that. Instead, speaking the truth in love, we may grow up in him who is the head. That's Christ. We're going to grow in him. From him, from Christ, the whole body. So every human that you're speaking truth and love to, every one of the church, we're all being joined together, connected with every joint and ligament of the body, as every part does its work, growing and building up in love.
Mm,
So again, speaking the truth is important because we don't want to be knocked side to side with all the funky teachings,
yep.
right? And when we do this well, it actually joins us together more effectively.
Yes. Yeah, because we're all multiple parts
Yeah,
of the same body. Yeah.
yeah. So
So love, love,
anyway,
love, 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 love
there you
everywhere.
go.
More James 1:19. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen,
And
slow to
slow to
speak,
speak.
and slow to become angry. And the big thing that we're going to hit today is quick to listen. That can be a superpower if you develop that.
I find that if I'm quick to speak, I'm also probably quick to anger.
Same, same. Yep, I had to think that through. But yeah,
If I'm speaking quickly, it's probably because I'm angry.
yeah. Do you know why that is?
No.
This is why I think it is. If you're quick to speak, it's because you are focused. And I'm sorry, you are the person I'm
I
talking
will
to, right?
take it.
Yeah, is because you are focused more on yourself than the
Mm.
other person. And if you're focusing more on yourself, you're not looking to see how you could serve them.
Oh, that's probably accurate. I'm probably reacting defensively or emotionally
Yeah.
because of my own thoughts, opinions, and value.
Yes. This is a counseling session for Sarah.
I will not take any notes. Humility is a different one. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, it's different. Also, we want to consider having gentle answers. This goes along with it. It's like the same theme here. Proverbs 15:1. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but harsh words stirs up anger. Same sort of deal there,
Yeah.
right? If we manage our emotions, be calm, that can help.
That's kind of like we talked about last week with like hey, I'm going to be more curious here. A gentle answer would be like, can you help me explain or help me understand?
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of, you stupid idiot.
Exactly. Yeah, precisely. If somebody brings something up that you don't like or don't agree with, yeah, instead of attacking
Well,
them,
that's a stupid thought.
I just really think this. Why would you think that? That's dumb. Yeah, that's not profitable.
No.
Matthew 18, we already did that one. And then Galatians 6:1, brothers and sisters, if someone's caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently, but watch yourselves, or you may also be tempted. The big thing here is restore.
Yeah.
The heart when you find someone, or like if you are going to, quote unquote, win an argument, the heart is not to win. The
Mm-mm.
heart is to bring that person better into unity. Or
Yeah.
yeah,
I know that sometimes when we find people who are obviously wrong, like they are in sin,
yeah,
it's easy to be like, "Phew, I either don't want to associate with them or I'd like to show them how wrong they are."
yeah,
And those are very bad motivations, whether it's avoidance or critique.
mm,
Like, neither of those is a healthy option.
yeah. And really, all those options go back to puffing our own selves up. It
Yeah,
goes back to selfishness. And what we don't want is to be selfish.
that
But
is
we're so
correct.
good at it.
We're really naturally inclined towards.
Okay, so I've tried to boil down these two books, but there's two fantastic books that I would highly recommend reading. I'll put them in the show notes. But there are two books called Crucial Conversations.
Oh, yes.
Have you read that one?
I have. My spouse read it many years ago, and he's very wise, and so he insisted that I read it
Oh, nice.
because I needed it.
And then there's Crucial Confrontations as well.
I have never read that one because confrontation sucks.
Yeah, crucial, like, confrontation, it cannot be crucial. It's not
No.
important.
Hard
This is a
pass.
side
Thank
issue.
you.
Hard pass, Lord. Hard pass. No? What?
What?
So the difference between these two, and they're both done by the same team of psychologists who did some studies and all this sort of stuff. But the difference is the Crucial Conversations is about navigating tension.
Ooh.
So most of the time, that's what we're dealing with, and that's largely what we're going to talk about today. Managing a conversation when the stakes are high and it's very possible for somebody to flip a table.
Which we are avoiding.
We are avoiding that, yeah. Though we have a table right in front of us here. But it will not be flipped because we are good people. The other book, Crucial Confrontations, this is actually the one I read first before, because it's a lot more like with managerial type things.
Okay.
But not only, it's all about when expectations are missed. So,
Ooh.
like if you remember last week, we talked about Pastor Kurt saying, "Help me understand."
Yeah.
So those situations I've had with Kurt are usually when he had an expectation and then it went differently and he wants to know why.
Sure.
So that's really what that book is about. So whether you're needing to have a hard conversation or confront somebody about something they did or didn't do, we're going to line out some steps here. Here's your game
Cool.
plan. Are you ready?
Ready or not?
Because here we go.
Here we come.
I cut you off. What were you going to say?
No, I think that it's important to remember like the crucial part of both of those books. Like conversations and confrontations are actually vital.
True.
To healthy relationships.
Yeah.
And usually you're only stressing about having a confrontation or conversation with someone because you either have to associate with them because they're your boss or employee and or you want to because you love them.
Yes. Yeah.
And so remember, like you have to and you probably want to have good relationship with these people, which means you desperately need to have these conversations and confrontations.
Yes. The times that I have waited to have these conversations, usually when it's centering around a work relationship or like a volunteer situation, the thing that usually gets me into it is as I logic my way through it, I think, well, what do I not like? I don't like that I might have to die.
Because I do feel like I'm dying.
Yes, yeah, and figuratively, not literally, but really, it's a chance for me to die to myself and then to model Christ.
I just thought that my anxiety and fear over like confrontation equals death.
Like, what if we die?
Like, I might literally have a panic attack and die, Joel. And you're like, no, we're going to die to self. I'm like, oh, dang
the point?
it.
Oh. It's not the side quest. It's the thing. No, honestly, I will think through that and hear me right. I'm not the best at this at all. But the thing that I often come to is realizing that, okay, I might need to eat crow in that confrontation or conversation there. I might have egg on my face. I might be completely wrong, or I might be right and that person might hate my guts. And in that sense, I am still resolving to do the right thing because it's best for them. And in doing that, I might die. And that's what Christ did for the church. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, and I like none of it. It
Yeah.
is all correct and good.
It's like when you go bungee jumping. It's that guy that pushes you at the end, right?
Yeah.
I've never gone bungee jumping, but
no, I saw this amazing reel just like yesterday.
Oh, funny.
In a scrolling episode when I was waiting for the kids to get out of school. But it was a gal who really was on her bucket list to go bungee jumping, right? She's been planning, saving for this for ages. And she gets up to the very top and her toes are hanging over the edge. And she's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And she's panicking. And the guy who runs the bungee place, he looks at her and he says, hey, this 5 seconds before you jump is the worst. Before you actually get into it, this is the worst it will ever be. Once you start, it'll all be over and you'll be thankful you did it.
Oh, nice.
So, in the same way, probably what you're saying is the lead up to the conversation as we're sitting here thinking about it
Mm,
before we actually do it.
yep.
That's when it's going to feel the worst.
Yes, absolutely. I have 2 stories. One's funny, but I'll do the serious one first. Yeah, almost literally every time I've done this and I share with Amy, like, "Hey, I need to have this. I'm really nervous." Sometimes I'll text her like, "Hey, would you pray for me?" Um, Almost every time I come back and I'll walk away from it and say to myself, "That was not near as bad as I was worrying."
Right? It's our little internal
Yep,
dialogues.
and Amy will lovingly be like, "Just
Yeah.
like last time, right?" Like, "Yep, just like last
Shut
time."
up.
Yeah. I was more thinking of the negative term of that guy pushing you off. I thought it was gonna be like, "Hey, sweetheart, you're gonna be" push, you know, because, it reminded me because I was just in Disneyland, right? And I guess this happens when you get old. I don't know. I used to love the Tower of Terror. Did you do that one?
I did do that one, and I loved it before I had children.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay, yep.
Maybe I've heard that your equilibrium gets slower or less responsive
Maybe? I
with
don't know.
age.
It used to be my favorite,
I get
and
really ill now.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I legitimately started doing, like, the thing where you hold your breath and, like, push,
Yeah.
like they say pilots do, because I was worried I was gonna be that dude on the roller coaster who's, like, limp because he passed out. But my buddy Tim was with me, and we were doing the last rides, and I told him, like, "I really just don't like that one anymore," and then he posed it to me, like, "So you're gonna man up and do it?" Like, "Yes, I am. I'm gonna confront my fears, I'm gonna make my kids proud, and I'm gonna do this," and I hated it, and it was so
Yeah.
sad. But it was like, as I think, "Okay, this is me going to die," in a conversation, that didn't make me like the conversation anymore, it just made me do it.
Sometimes it's just gotta get done.
Yep, yeah, just gotta do it. So, we're gonna find a lot of overlap from this episode and last week's episode as well.
But that's intentional.
Yes, it totally is, and again, like you said last week, there are a lot of themes that we just keep coming across. So
Yep.
the first is step number 1. I think I have 8 steps for us now, and I'm so sorry. I'm not really, but I'm a firm believer.
I barely have enough
I
fingers.
know, and I'm a firm believer in a good sermon has few points because it's easy for someone to remember, right?
That's why we only have 3.
Exactly, yeah, and so I'm coming to you with 8 points, and I'm so sorry, but luckily you can rewind, and, we'll put something in the show notes too. Who knows? Maybe I'll
He's in charge
practice
of that,
my
so you know.
Yeah, I know, so if I don't, I should probably write that down. Show notes. Maybe I'll, you'll get to see some of my Canva whiz.
Ooh, I
Woo!
love. All right,
Okay,
what's step
number
number
1,
1?
start with your heart. We started
Is
with that last time too, right?
because it's so important, right?
It is.
Like, check your motivations, check your heart. Are
Yeah.
you here to win?
Yep. Yep.
You shouldn't be.
No, you should not be here to win.
Stop
If you
that.
are, then ask the question again until you're not.
Yeah.
But really, yeah, think about that. Why am I if I'm going to start this conversation with this person, why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I'm mad and I want them to see how much they hurt me? Then
That's
I don't
probably not a helpful motivation.
No, that's not doing things in love.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's doing things because I'm ticked. Yeah. So, are you wanting to speak from? Are you going to be speaking from your hurt or from a place of wanting healing?
Yeah.
So that's the very first thing.
No,
Yeah.
can I push back slightly?
Oh, please, yes.
So if I'm looking for healing, that means that something was hurt.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So let's say an imaginary scenario, my husband said something very mean to me.
Mm.
In true Sarah form, I said nothing in the moment because,
We both laugh while we cry inside.
right? But if I'm going at it poorly,
Yeah.
then 10 months later, I'll be like, "Do you remember that one time you called me fat?" Or whatever it was, right? "You jerk." And I just want him to know that I've been carrying that for 10 months because I never
Hmm.
said anything and he should just know.
Yeah.
That would be wrong.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. If you're doing it because you're like, "Nah, that hurt me, and I want you to be hurt too."
Yeah.
If it's from that, then absolutely that's wrong.
But if I were to be like, "Hey, I've been carrying something around and I should have told you earlier, but every time you call me whatever the nickname imaginary is, that actually really triggers something inside of me that makes me feel unloved."
See, I would think that is good.
Yeah.
And that seems like it's more of a heart of not, "I want to stab my husband with my words," but,
No.
"I want to be closer with him."
I want us to not have this between us anymore.
Yes, yeah. Sarah wins. She
Gold
got
star for
step 1.
me.
Step 1, good.
Okay.
Good, yeah, good question. So first off, we start with our heart. Before you do anything, you got to make sure that you're coming at this with the right
Yeah,
focus.
you want a healthier conversation and relationship,
Mhm.
better connection, not just I don't like you.
Yes, and I'm all about realism in these things too. So when you do that, look forward and realize it is not gonna be a fun conversation most likely,
Yep.
and there is a high likelihood that the other person might not manage their emotions very well, and
Yeah.
that it might be a not fun, happy time.
Or that it won't be fixed all in one swoop.
Yeah, exactly. So all the more reason for us to make sure that we're coming in, covered in prayer, remembering scripture, and doing what is best, what is right, and having the right heart.
I like it.
Okay, so once you deal with that, then we think about our environment. And that's not find a room with a certain color. That's a few things here. So think about your environment, make it safe.
What do you mean by that?
If people are going to feel attacked, so not make it so I think environment, think about environment as in like what I'm creating when I start a conversation.
Okay.
And so like not necessarily the physical place you're at, but what is the setting that you're creating? What's a better way to say that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, like when you said environment first, I was thinking like, okay, if I know someone is typically a volatile human,
Hmm.
I might take them to a coffee shop.
Oh, okay. See, yeah, and that's not what I mean. I
Yes.
mean vibe check.
Oh, like am I coming in with my arms crossed and my
Yeah,
brows furrowed?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Did I wear my spike necklace and
Did I come with a list of facts of all the reasons they're wrong?
I have compiled for you a list.
Of all of your offenses, I'd like to read them now in chronological order.
The first 27 are forgiven, but the 28th one is what we're going to talk about today.
Oh my gosh, all of me just died. That would be horrible.
Oh my. That's not too unlike some things I've been in. But
Yeah,
so I guess vibe check, is that right? Is that the right?
sure. I
Yeah.
like vibe check.
So what kind of vibe are you creating? What kind of atmosphere are you creating?
Yeah.
Because you create an atmosphere by like what you're saying. What are your eyebrows doing? What are
Mhm.
your arms doing? Things like that. If people feel attacked, they will stop listening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And your goal in a crucial conversation or confrontation, again, is not to win. Your goal is to be heard so that
Mm.
you, I mean, so that they can change their ways.
So that your relationship is stronger.
Yes, that one. There it is. Yeah.
But that means like, okay, when I get defensive, I my children don't like this. When I feel like they're not hearing me well, I start to enunciate,
Ooh.
and that is not the tone that helps them feel like mom is a safe person to talk to.
Weird.
I know. I don't understand, but it's like it's almost an involuntary thing that if I'm not very self-aware and emotionally stable,
Yeah.
I can slip into that really easy.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is exactly what we should think about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So think about being a safe person, and that involves your body language, that involves your tone. Um, yeah. The other thing here is your tone is more important than words,
Yes.
because I can say, "We're having pizza again," or "We're having pizza again."
Yeah.
It's all tone, and
Mhm.
it's two completely different messages.
I love it when you do that. I love it when you do that.
Yes, yes. Oh, I felt demeaned. No, no.
But that's what we're saying. You
But
have to
that's
be
part of
careful.
the exactly, yeah, and that's part of making it safe. Then also, as you're trying to make it a safe environment, learn to look. So learn to look for cues, and that's in the other person you're communicating with, because you can start and have like this great speech, but if that other person starts full crossing their arms,
Yeah.
rolling their eyes, checking their phone, looking around, then they're disengaged and you've lost them.
Mhm.
So You might not get to do your whole speech thing, but you wanna watch for those little cues if the person is disengaging, and then you need to change what you're doing.
I'd also say, like, it's okay to pause in the middle and be like, "Ooh, Joel, you're looking more stressed. I wasn't trying to stress you out. Can you share what is it right now? I
Yeah.
wanna make sure I know."
That's very good, yeah. I think I have did I? I think I
I
have that
don't know.
somewhere. You're super prepared or something. I
I
think we're
have
talking
just
about that,
had
right?
to learn some of these things.
Yeah, yeah, and you're totally right. The best thing to do, if you see that, call it out.
Yeah,
And again, not to be right, but
to
all
better
in love.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I noticed after I said that,
You
you seem
started to
distracted.
yeah.
Am I right? Am I I think one of my favorite things to say, now I'm gonna out it for everybody. You'll notice it whenever I do it. I learned this from Counseling 101 at Trinity Western. I think it was my first year. But the lady asked, or the teacher, I can't remember her name, the professor, she offered that we could say something like, "I may be way off, but
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but." And that's just a great way to draw things out of people. Like,
Mhm.
"Hey, I might be wrong, but you seem ticked whenever I talk about basketballs,"
Yeah.
something like that. And then that gives them the opportunity to either agree or disagree or go deeper.
Mhm.
So I do that a lot. So if you see that, if you see someone disengaging, hey,
I might be way off, but you feel distracted.
yeah, it's perfect, and that just lays open the chance for them to say something.
Again, we're creating that environment where they can share what's really going on, or like, yeah, actually, you're trying to tell me that you're feeling attacked when things happen, but right now I'm feeling attacked and I don't know how to handle that.
Yeah. Ooh, good. So, yeah, make it safe, learn to look, remember tone is more important than your words. Emotional regulation, this just goes along with all of it. This is a multi-step, many-year process,
Amen.
but
And some of us have different emotional IQ skills.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah. Have
yeah.
you read the book Emotional Intelligence?
Yes, so good.
Highly recommend.
Yeah,
Um,
show notes.
it breaks emotional intelligence into two different parts. You have your own personal emotional intelligence, like, am I aware of the emotions I am feeling and how I regulate my own emotions? But then there's a second part of social awareness.
Mhm,
Can I tell what Joel or the person in the room is feeling, and can I help them regulate those emotions?
yeah, super valuable skills.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, if you haven't read that book, do.
very helpful.
So yeah, understand every time that you do one of these conversations, you're going to get a little bit better, but you're not going to get
Yeah.
this emotional regulation right away. But learn to notice when your own adrenaline spikes. And then we talked about some tips last week too. I like to physically do some things in my body. So I'll drop my shoulders. Like you'll notice if you're getting tense, your shoulders kind of go up. If you're really tense, your shoulders are up by your ears often.
Mhm.
So just drop those. Another thing from this counseling class that I learned, and this is great, a great way to relax, that nobody will see. But if you like right now, I'm just tensing my legs,
Oh,
like
yeah.
clenching them super hard and then just let it go. It's something that you can do to relax the muscles in your body because it helps you relax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And then breathe.
So important.
Breathe. Take a breath,
A deep one.
a deep breath. And this is for a couple reasons. A, don't starve your brain of oxygen when you need to be
It
thinking on your feet.
it doesn't help any of your cognitive abilities if
Exactly.
your brain has no air,
Precisely. Yeah. And then what can't you do while you're breathing deep? You
you
can't talk.
which helps you slow down.
Exactly. So take a breath, take more breaths than you think, because silence can be okay.
Or just slower breaths, and
Mm,
maybe slow down your pace. If you have a thought you wanna share, do it slowly.
yes.
Take breaths in the middle of a sentence.
Yep.
It's okay.
Yep. That one took me a long time. I'm still working on it. But that one took me, yeah, the slowing down, because yeah, the adrenaline just kicks.
If you think Joel and I talk fast now, imagine
Oh,
us
man.
10, 15 years ago.
Oh, man, when we were mad.
I don't wanna go back there.
Don't make it happen.
Alright, what's our next tool?
The next thing I wanted to bring up, oh, yeah, and don't match escalation. So
Oh, yeah.
inevitably, maybe not inevitably, but likely the other person could get defensive, right?
Yeah.
Depending on what
It's
this
a
conversation is.
natural, normal response.
Absolutely.
It's just human instinct.
Yeah. And I learned this in child psychology. In fact, do opposite. So if the other person starts physically, getting bigger, what do they call it when animals do
Puff
that?
it up like,
Yeah, like yeah, presenting themselves more, getting louder, getting more like firm. Don't match that. Either stay the same or get quieter. I remember in child psychology because when I first went to Trinity, I was going to be a teacher. I was going to teach like fourth or fifth grade. But the best way to get the attention of a bunch of chattering little kids is you get quieter.
real
You get real
quiet.
quiet because usually when you do this,
Everyone leans in and says, "Did my volume knob turn off?
yeah, you're like, what are
What's
they saying?
happening?
This sounds different. This must be exciting. This is ASMR. Get real.
Get real with ASMR." No, we will not do that to you.
No, don't you worry. But don't match escalation. Be self-aware. And then this just made me remember Romans 12:18. As far as it depends upon you, I quoted this
Live at peace
yesterday.
with all people.
Yeah, as much as you can help.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't control the other people, but I can control me.
Yep. You are the only people you can control.
Amen.
So then in this environment, so as you're doing these regulation things, there are other ways to create safety with your words, affirm the relationship.
Yeah. I
So
want to bring this up because I really care about you.
yeah, you're important to me and I work with you regularly. So, and I want to keep that good because it's good. And that's why I want to say this, even though this is hard.
Yeah.
Things like that. Yeah. State your intent. My gosh,
I
Sarah, I am so good at rambling around and not getting to the point.
yeah, I am very bad at this point. I will either ramble myself and assume that you hopefully get context clues and treasure map and find the goal, or I will just rip the band-aid off and be like, "Hey, this all sucks, make it better."
I hate you. Ooh.
Oh, I didn't actually, but now you heard me.
But yeah, state your intent right ahead. It feels awkward. It feels real serious. But the truth is, it is. If you're having to gear up for one of these types of conversations, it's okay.
So, for example, um, "Hey, Stacy, I've noticed that the last 3 times we've set a coffee date, you haven't showed up. And that makes me feel like there's something else going on. Can we talk about your dependability?"
Super good. Yeah.
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 Like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like that.
I don't know.
Actually,
That's
there was a
Susie.
fictitious human there, and I still got stressed.
Yeah. State the intent. Oh, this is the other thing I was going to add. I remember Mark Warren brought this up years ago because I had heard the sandwich method.
Yeah, compliment sandwich.
Yeah. Compliment and hit the whatever the situation is, and then one more compliment. And I remember Mark Warren saying that is BS. People can see that a mile away.
That's true.
And I'm like, I think you're probably right. Because honestly, if I put effort into doing that, I really am trying to just stave off any sort of, I'm trying to soothe the person.
Like, you can't be mad at me
Yeah.
because I said something nice.
Yeah. Say, hey, I like your shoes. Can you please stop smelling so bad? Also, where'd you get those shoes? Things
Yeah,
like that.
it's
Yeah.
not helpful.
So I don't recommend it. I try not to do it. I might do it. I don't know. But yeah, I don't recommend that.
No, but affirming your relationship is the better version of that.
Yeah. You are important. And this thing happened.
But you're still important to me, even though that happened.
Yep. And all this while, while you're doing that, it's like you got those reins in your hand. Lower your tone, manage your emotional reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amen.
Okay. Also, Proverbs 15:1, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger.
Yeah.
Super good. Okay. Master your stories. Sarah, you talked about this last week, but it was in with a different title of sorts.
Tell me what you mean by this.
So mastering your stories is whenever we go into something, we all make assumptions. And it's how God has wired us. It's because we want to protect ourselves. I want to be ready for whatever, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to go into that thinking that I know why this person offended me. And so I'm going to
Just because
address
they're an
that.
offensive human.
Yeah, because they suck. So master your stories. Another thing, Mark Warren is stuck in my head. What are the tapes you're playing? We're all playing tapes
Oh,
about other people,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We all like to assume we know why people do what they do.
Have you read the book Soundtracks?
Oh, John Acuff?
Maybe.
I think it is, and no.
I'm horrible at names.
I'm
I don't
horrible at
have
reading books.
Well, same, but I listened to a podcast where they talked about this book.
Eh.
But it talked about how the things you're saying and playing inside your own head adjust the tone of everything you see in your world,
Ooh,
right? And
that's
so,
good.
you've seen those like spoofs where they play Harry Potter and it's like Voldemort walking menacingly towards him, and in the movie, the music is like dun dun, like Jaws esque, like it's a
Yeah.
big climactic, scary moment. But then they put like a shampoo commercial music on the background.
Do, 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 do.
And all of a sudden it's like la 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 la, and it totally changes the vibe.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What music are you playing when you think of that person?
That's really good. Yeah, and that totally changes that totally changes how your words would come out. Because if I believe about Bob, that he was truly mistaken when he said that thing, whatever it happens to
He
be.
was intentionally mean.
Yeah, if I think like, "Oh, he did it because he hates me," or I'm like, "Oh, he did it because he had a bad day," that's gonna
Yeah,
change how I come at him. Yeah,
absolutely.
that's good. So, master your stories. Don't assume motives. Like if the fact is, hey, you didn't respond to my text, you might think, oh, it's because you don't value me. But then the skill we have is to slow down and don't make those
Yeah.
assumptions.
I had someone tell me a couple years back, and I've been working on this with me and a bunch of my coworkers. We choose to assume the best.
Yeah, assume best intent.
We choose to assume the best.
That's
It's
good.
not that they don't value my ministry or my work or my words.
Hmm.
It's, hey, they were distracted and, maybe they had a really tough day. Or maybe they legitimately did not see that message.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go find out.
That's super good.
Yeah. Assume the best
So good.
always.
Okay, next, step 4.
Ooh,
Stay curious.
I love this one.
Same. Stay curious. Why do you love this one?
I feel like this one is the only one that feels natural
Mm.
because I am a lifelong learner and a curious human. And this one feels people pleasy almost.
Mm. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Do you
yeah.
feel called out there?
Kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. Like maybe
Ooh.
that's why I like it as well. Because I do love this part. I love asking questions. Like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, okay, tell me about that. Oh, okay, what was that like?
Yeah.
Yeah, why did that
So,
happen?
hey, what happened last Tuesday? Did you have a tough day? Like maybe, possibly.
Mm.
Why do you ask, Sarah? Like, well, cause you dropped the ball on 5 things.
Because we had to cancel a whole day of church because of you.
But I think it's really good for us the more information we gather, the better we can actually respond.
Hmm. Yeah, I think one thing that goes in. Oh my goodness, my or my counseling 101 class keeps coming up in my head today. This is
Best
great.
class he's ever referenced.
Apparently so. But this goes along with a good counselor asks questions
Yeah,
rather than like subscribes things.
I
A
like
good
that.
counselor does not say you need to go do this. A good counselor just asks questions. Wow, tell me about that.
What do you think is the best move?
Yeah, why do you feel that way? What does it make you think of?
Right?
Yeah,
Help me understand.
exactly. Help me understand, Pastor Kurt. Once again,
It's that cliche of how does that make you feel?
tell me about your mother. Yeah. Oh man.
We love you, moms.
Oh yes, yes.
It's not you.
No, uh, no.
Nope. So, but that's active listening, right?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's that act of, okay, I hear you saying X, Y, or Z. It sounds like you might be feeling anxious.
Mhm. Yeah,
W-
and
Can you tell me why?
yeah, that's super good. Active listening.
Yeah.
And I think all this starts too with being willing to be wrong. Go into it. No, no, see, this is where the people pleaser, golden retriever ish type personality comes in for me. Well, I think we talked about this as well, where I'm usually willing to die in the conversations to preserve
The
happiness.
relationship and peace.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
Yes.
okay, I'll just be the wrong one, even though I'm not.
I'm definitely not.
Yeah, even when I am. But so be willing to be wrong.
Yep.
Don't feel like you need to die on this hill of like, I'm right and you're an idiot.
Because maybe it's not an essential
Oh, yes.
thing.
Yep.
If
Yeah.
you weren't here last week, check that out.
But you have that attitude that I have a valid point, but I'm willing to be proven wrong here.
Or maybe I have a valid point and I feel like I'm missing information.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, like a detective.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like
See
a
what you're
film
missing.
noir detective. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so then ask questions. Help me understand what was going on. This and the other thing that this does with the person, because everybody loves to talk about themselves. If you want to be on somebody's side, if you want to make them feel at home, ask them about what are they into?
Yeah.
What do you, yeah, ask them.
How do you spend your normal weeknights?
Yeah. Yeah. Most people like that. And so that can also then disarm them
Yeah.
and make them
But again, we're not doing it to manipulate.
correct. No, we're doing that to bring about a sense of peace so that they can feel um not vulnerable, they can feel safe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because again, the heart and the tone of everything we're choosing to do and say is with the motivation of love.
exactly. Yeah.
So the other person is the most important part.
Hmm. Yep.
We want to know them well so we can understand them well, so we can love them well.
Exactly.
And correction is part of love.
Yep. Yes, it is. Yeah. And parents know this.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's just part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a Bible verse somewhere that says that if we as parents will discipline our children, how much more our good Father in heaven.
Yeah.
Like he also disciplines our children
Yep.
or his children. That's us.
That's me.
That's me. I need it.
Sarah, you talked about active listening.
Yes.
What all do you know about active listening that entails?
It feels like when I know that I'm doing it well, I always listen not to respond, but to learn and ask more questions, actually. If you're like, for example, I do this and I'm hearing someone, they're coming at a topic maybe heatedly,
Mm.
and let them talk, listening carefully so that I can pair it back or what's the word, reflect or
Yeah, reflect.
mirror. And so I'll listen and say, okay, what I think I understand is, and tell me if I'm wrong. And then I'll basically say back what they're communicating. Not word for word. I'm not trying to win a contest of repetitive listeners,
Yeah.
but instead, like, what I'm hearing you say is that you feel unseen or unsupported in these areas. Or what I'm hearing you say is the reason you dropped the ball was because you didn't know there was a ball to drop. Like, let's hear this well. Am I right in hearing that? Yeah.
Bingo. Yeah. I think most of us, I think all of us, it is funny. I was really trying to do this because I was listening to my own brain as you were talking.
Oh, yeah.
We are all, especially in a heated, crucial conversation or confrontation, while the other person is talking, we're thinking about our retort. What
Yes.
am I going to say?
Well,
What
that's
am I going to
fine
say?
for you, but you don't know the reasons why I'm right.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. If the person is laying, if they're talking to you and laying out A, B, C, D, E, and we're thinking about what we're going to say before they finish, then we're making a retort to section B when they've already moved on to section G, right?
Yeah.
And so then our response is no longer valid. And meanwhile, we missed all the other good stuff.
Yep. And again, is our goal in the conversation to win a debate? In which case you need a moderator and very clear rules.
Mm,
Or are you there to better understand and find a good, healthy way forward for both of you? You don't need to respond to all of their points in order for you to actually be able to reflect what they're saying. If someone comes at you with 6 different points of why you don't understand why they had to do something, then you're actually not listening to their motivation and heart behind it.
mm,
It sounds like you're really overwhelmed right now.
mm.
It sounds like I've not been doing a good job of supporting you.
Ooh.
It sounds like you feel stressed. Is that right? And that's a better way of seeing them, and it's going to help your relationship and the whatever the desired outcome to validate their feelings and let them know you see and hear them.
That's good. Yeah. I like that you brought up a mediator. Have you ever had experience where you've needed to bring a mediator in because you couldn't see eye to eye with somebody?
Yeah, absolutely. Kurt is a great mediator.
Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've acted as mediator before.
Nice.
And again, it's that human that doesn't actually do a lot of talking, but sometimes just having someone there, it just keeps everyone's emotions in check.
Yeah. Let's put down the hatchet and
Yeah,
yeah, things like that.
yeah. I think oftentimes we forget that each and every one of us is a broken, hurt human. And that if we're not very aware in efforts to let God heal our brokenness, then we're going to bring that broken hurt into our conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes a mediator will help identify it sounds like you're operating out of a hurt, or it sounds like you're bringing up some other situation into this conversation that you've not healed from. And that's been helpful.
Nice. How would you suggest if somebody feels like they're at a stalemate, how would you suggest somebody goes about finding some sort of mediator?
Yeah. I would say look at the people around you. Maybe there's someone that you know that you always feel heard by them. This is not someone you're looking for someone to defend your side.
This
No.
person thinks like me.
This
Yeah.
person will
Then
fight
I'll
my fights
definitely
for me,
win.
but you respect the way that they make people feel heard. You respect maybe the way that they have emotional intelligence. Or maybe you pull in a pastor who you are like, hey, they've actually got a little bit of training, hopefully, in confrontation resolution sort of stuff.
Nice. It's good. Very good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I wrote a slew of verses here. James 1:19, dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. Proverbs 16:24, gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet
Mm,
to the soul and healing to the bones.
I like that word.
So good, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, did you ever listen to Plank Eye? Do you remember Plank Eye?
Is that the cartoon that was just a plank of wood?
Nope, that
Nope.
was a Christian grunge band. So yeah, never mind. Alternative, yeah. Plank Eye, Commonwealth, that was their big song. But it all came from this with Jesus talking in Matthew 7. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye? Pay no attention to the plank in your own. So yeah, just
Yeah, because we all have room for improvement.
yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Totes.
All right.
Okay, next, clarify the gap. Now, specifically with the books, this one comes from Crucial Confrontations,
Okay.
not Conversations. Doesn't mean you can't use it in conversations, but this is specifically the like the brass tacks, just the bare what is the issue.
Okay. So, like, maybe they heard you and they made an assumption.
Yeah.
And so you're like, "Hey, I need to talk to you about scheduling." And they're like, "Great, they think I've dropped the ball and everything." And really you're just like, "I feel like I need some help."
No, sorry. But more, I'm thinking this is when there was an actual incident.
Okay.
So like when Kurt, whenever I've had the incidents with Kurt, and he's like, "Help me understand." This is usually when there was an expectation that wasn't met. Here's what I was expecting that we were going to do this song at the thing, and we were going to do it this many times. But then that didn't happen, and it went like this. Help me understand why.
Gotcha.
Does that make
Okay. Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So clarify the gap. So if there is a particular incident, this is one of those times where we just get to it. I expected this, and this happened. Help me understand.
Yeah. And again, that's loving.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not coming out with like a how dare you move the ball. I need it instead. It's like, "Hey, did something change? I felt like something changed. Help me understand."
Yeah. I wish I could remember the exact instance, but one of the last times that Kurt has done the help me understand with me, we had all agreed in our service planning meeting that we have every Tuesday at 1:30, and we go over the details of the service and make sure that everybody's on the same page. We then disband after that, and sometimes I don't see Kurt until Sunday,
Yeah.
till that day. And something happened that was different. That wasn't a huge like showstopper type thing, but it was not what he was expecting, and he felt I don't
Unsupported
know,
probably.
unsupported.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, very much. And so this was guys. So I was under the understanding that this was going to happen, and instead this happened. Help me understand. Where did that change? Why did I not know about that?
Yeah.
So that's those things.
Good. I like it.
Clarify the gap. Number 6.
We're almost at the end.
I know, can you believe it? Focus on behavior, not identity. And
Ooh.
really, this ties also into the mastering your stories.
Yeah.
Focus on behavior, not identity. Depending on the situation that you're addressing, you may have some ill feelings towards said person. And it's really easy to vilify them or to make
Mm.
them sound like or feel like make them out to be the bad guy in your head. But that's not going to go well for anybody. Just remember that what we're addressing is an issue, not the person.
Yeah, so this is not a you are a bad person
Correct.
or you intentionally did, but instead it's a hey, something changed during the service
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
wasn't communicated with. What went wrong?
Yeah, yeah. And being on the other side of that, being the one who didn't communicate before, it's easy for the person who's being asked that of to like. I know I'll scramble in my head sometimes, like, "Oh no, what did I do? Oh
Yeah.
no!" And then start playing my own tapes of, "Oh, I suck. I'm stupid," and that's sometimes where those bad reactions will come from.
Yeah. And
But
so
yeah,
it's probably also helpful to affirm your value or you see the other person's strengths,
exactly. Yeah,
right?
totally.
Like, hey, Joel, if I was Kurt, I could be like, hey, Joel, I know that you are a spirit led and yet organized human. This felt like maybe I didn't catch a message on why we changed something or when something was changed. Can you help me understand? Did you get lost? I know you're a good human.
And then,
Like it's
yeah.
that compliment sandwich that's not a compliment.
Oh no,
You're
yeah.
affirming the relationship and the value in the other person.
Exactly. Yeah, that's perfect. Exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus on behavior, not the person, not identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is
That
where
creates.
Colossians 4 comes in, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone.
Yes.
I think that seasoned with salt is like, you do need to be clear,
Ooh.
right? Because salt brings out the clarity of flavor.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I was curious what that meant. I always felt like salt is more like make it pleasant.
Well,
Hmm.
I would say, because in ancient cultures, salt would preserve things
Yep.
and it would also heal things
Yeah.
and it would highlight the flavor of things.
Yeah.
And so instead of being pleasant, it's going to be healing, it's going to preserve the relationship, and it's going to bring clarity to what's being said,
That's good. I like that. I've
but
never
with
thought of it.
grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That salt would come from the heart check that we do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I just had an epiphany, guys. Okay, moving on. Number 7, diagnose before correcting.
Ooh.
Ask why. So diagnose, and that doesn't mean that we diagnose. Don't do the self-diagnosing like, I know why this happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We should identify our own issues and
Mhm.
allow the other person to share theirs.
Yeah. And really, I guess this is kind of some of the others as well. It's ask questions. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
make assumptions. Allow the other person to speak into their why.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Ask questions. Don't come in guns blazing. Hi, thanks for meeting with me. You did this and I can't believe it. And I know exactly why. It's because you're trying to take over. Blah.
I've done that once, and then someone was like, actually, I sent very clear instructions on what I was needing you to do, and you didn't do any of it.
Oh, that hurts over here. Did you feel this big
Yeah,
then?
I did.
Oh,
I
yeah.
definitely did.
Help me.
Oh, I'm very sorry. That's on me. They're like, I know.
Oh, I am fully aware of that. I'm just relishing the moment.
Yeah, that's nice and comfy.
And finally, guys. Oh, did I read this verse yet?
I don't
Oh, I liked this. Okay, yeah. Okay, hold on.
know. Rewind.
Curiosity keeps confrontation loving. Oh yeah, yeah. Ask lots of questions, keeps it loving. Proverbs 25:15. Through patience, a ruler can be persuaded, and a gentle tongue can break a bone.
Oh,
Isn't that fascinating? You know what that means?
no.
That means that you can do massive things by being
Patient and gentle?
exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it sometimes, but
You
I do know that to be true.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times it is. I mean, this is the upside down kingdom that God has created, right?
Yeah.
Of the kingdom of God. We think that to do bigger things or to fix these sorts of situations, we want to go in with all muscle. But it's showing love and humility that's really going to change big things.
Yeah. Amen. And I know that to
So
be true in my own history. When people are gentle and patient with me, I'm much more inclined to change in
yeah,
ways that they like.
yes. I I remember a specific, fairly significant instance with one of our kids, and they came to Amy and I in the evening when we were about ready to go to bed and apologized in the most mature way. It was so cool. Like, "Mom, Dad, this happened." Um, it was awesome, yeah, and it wasn't the big, like, "Rah, rah, rah,"
No,
but it was humility and quietness, and it was so healing.
I love that.
Yeah.
So those moments when you look at Amy when they leave and you're like, "It's all working.
Yeah, like, "Did we do
Oh my gosh.
that?"
All
Yay!
those years of patience are finally
It
paying
was
off."
Finally, number 8, move towards resolution. Now, this loops back to the beginning, right?
Yeah.
What's the heart? What's our heart? We
Mm.
wanna make sure that our heart is not to win, but our heart is for the other person, our heart is for reconciliation, our heart is for love, right?
Yeah. Confrontation isn't a vent session.
Exactly, yeah. Now, you go through all these things and you manage what you can, you create a good environment, you ask very straightforward questions, you look for cues, and you try to make sure that the person feels honored and loved, but they still hear the truth. It's not a guarantee that everything's going to go great.
No.
Sometimes you will end these conversations or confrontations with both of you kind of at odds, or with the other person not agreeing or not liking what you're saying. But it's still important to move towards some sort of resolution. And that can be, I understand that we don't agree on this,
Yeah.
but this is where I stand.
And just like we said last week, you don't have to come to agreement to find respect.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is precisely this.
I love Philippians 2, 3, and 4. Do nothing out of selfish ambition, right? We're not here to win and be heard and be seen as correct.
Yeah.
Do nothing out of selfish ambition, but instead, in humility, which is always hard,
Yeah.
value others as more important than yourself.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so no matter how you end the conversation, if there are some points to talk about or expectations, or if there's support that's needed, or even looking forward, not looking forward like and anticipating, but knowing that, you guys might cross this bridge again, think about what's needed for that.
Yeah.
What needs to change? What support is needed? What's the plan forward? What do you need from me?
Hmm.
Here's what I need from you, in those
That's
sorts of
great.
things.
And sometimes that's, hey, I know we talked about it a lot today. I want to give you space to think about it because maybe the other person's not a processor as fast as me or Joel is. So do you mind if I just check in and see how you're doing in 2 days? Give you a chance to share any thoughts that you might have.
That would be really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
maybe they need that. Or maybe you can say, hey, I heard you. This has been a lot today. I want to support you as we work towards a better arrangement.
Yeah.
So please let me know how I can support you.
Nice. That's good. And that reminds me, Simon Sinek's book, Leaders Eat Last, is really good.
Mm,
And everything rises and falls on leadership. And the thing that you've probably learned too, I know I've learned, if you're leading a team and something happens bad, it's your fault.
yeah, it's
It falls
always
to
the
you.
leader's fault.
Yeah. If it's bad, it's you. If it's good, it's your team. And so I totally lost my train of thought. That's fun. What was I trying to say? I don't know. I w Yeah, it's taking responsibility. So if it's somebody who's on your team, uh,
Or
even
your
if it's not,
kids,
yeah,
or your spouse, or anything, right? Because
yeah,
we're supposed to submit to others, to
mhm,
one another, but serving them in love and humility.
yeah,
And so, even though, it might be someone in your family, your goal is to love. And love looks like sacrifice, it looks like service, it looks like humility. Christ did not consider himself too good to wash feet.
exactly, yeah,
And so, how can I serve you and help you and bring out the best in you?
yeah. And I think part of that is admitting that you are an owner in some of that as well. Even if it
Yeah.
was like, they did the thing, there's something that I did that may have caused that,
Maybe
right?
it was bad communication.
Maybe I didn't clearly communicate what I needed, or maybe I had said something in the past that had been rude to them and I didn't even know.
Or I asked too much of you.
Yeah,
Or I didn't create a safe space for you to tell me that you had a tragic family event,
yeah,
and so I didn't know that expectations needed to shift.
yeah. And so it's in those things when we close that loop, when we end the conversation, leave that open, or open the door for you to be able to take some ownership as well. Like, moving forward, what do you need from me? How
Yeah.
can I help you so that this doesn't happen again? And not in an accusatory way, but helping them understand that you guys are both in this.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
We are for one another.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
So end the conversation well. Oh yeah, this is what I was trying to get at. With even if you don't end agreeing on the same point.
Yeah. Again, agreement isn't always the goal. It shouldn't be.
Hmm.
Instead, clarity, kindness, and love.
Yeah, yeah. So that is how to do. That's a little guide for you. Uh,
On the awkward
Awkward
conversations. Oh,
asks. So that brings us to our calls to action. And what I'd like to challenge us is to ask God to reveal to you a conversation that you have been avoiding, and think through how you'd create that environment. So if you think of the conversation, if God brings something specifically to your head, think through how you would create that environment. And again, that's your physical posture, that's your tone, that's your words. And then don't rehearse your responses.
ooh. If
Don't-
they say this, I'll say,
Yeah, exactly. How many times have you like been in the shower or been driving and you're like, yeah, and then I'd be like, blah, 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 and they'd be like, yeah, oh yeah, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, and then I'd so win.
because that always works out that way.
Yeah, it never does. It's such wasted energy.
Yeah.
I'm saying that to myself. But think about how you'd create the environment. Don't rehearse your responses. Only rehearse
How-
what questions would you ask.
Yeah. What questions can I ask, and how can I make them feel seen and loved?
Yes, exactly. That's our challenge to you. And I would love to hear about it. So
Yeah.
drop a note in the show notes here. You can email us at getreal
NCCTK.com.
Where do I work again? Yeah.
Where are we? What universe is this?
Minnesota?
All right, guys. I am really enjoying our conversations that are difficult but
Mhm.
worthwhile,
Very.
because this is where the intersect of reality and faith crosses, and we want to represent Christ well,
Totally.
becoming more like him every day.
Mhm.
So, with that in mind, we'll see you next week.
Thanks.